And we're back. I thought this series was dead. They've got a new one. Karl Marx versus Henry Ford. The father of capitalism versus the father of communism. Let's get our thinking specs on. Let's hit it. No regrets. All right. Mr. Motor City meets the Menace in Red. So I'm assuming he comes from Motor City, which is Detroit. Now, Detroit City is also known as Detroit Rock City, as established by the group Kiss on their self-titled album. Or is it self-titled, or was it called Detroit Rock City? So we're getting into some Americana here. Like, America. I know it's cool to be down on America these days, but like, we invented rock and roll. We invented cars. That's kind of the strat that he's taking right here. Okay, it's a good opening strat, especially if you're going against Karl Marx, who is the father not just of communism, but actually the father of Nietzsche. He's basically, Karl Marx was the first guy to say, I'm not going to work and watch anime all day. But we've got Mr. Henry Ford, and let's see what he's laying down. My lines are production, your lines are bread. So bread lines. That was one of the critiques of Soviet Russia, was you had to stand in line to get bread, right? In America, you still have to stand in line to get bread, but we've got self-checkouts that will lower. And plus, in America, we have many different types of bread. I believe communism only provides one type of bread. It would be pretty surprising if it turned out that communism bread was actually kind of fire. But, you know, the point is choice. We have choice in America, where we say we can wait in this line or we can wait in that line. We can be a normal person and cook our own meals, or we can sit in an In-N-Out line for an hour for no fucking reason. Every fucking day, the line at In-N-Out, normal people like me who just occasionally, every once in a blue moon, like, oh, I'm craving In-N-Out. Oh, I have to go and sit in line for an hour. Do it. Uh-huh. Okay, so he's talking about how in communist Russia, you're assigned a specific task by the government, okay? And one of those tasks is to dig graves, right? So like, you're a grave digger, right? David Bowie wrote a song about that. It's called The Grave Digger Blues. Or I think that was, it might have been written by Mick Fleetwood. Written. Whatever. So you're assigned, you only get to do one job. That's the problem with communism, is that you don't have, you're assigned a job from birth. To each his individual needs according to their wants and desires. So we're getting into some economic theory here. So I hope you guys went to college. I went to college. I did go to college, although I am 35 years old and currently living out of a hotel room. Turns out YouTube, not the most reliable rent payments. But, and that might, fuck it, let's go. Oh. Oh, is that I produce with my two hands. Tell me about it. Sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. I think that's a reference to Chaplin, the Tramp. Okay, bootstraps. Again, you sell bootstraps, like you sell them to barter. So he's selling his bootstraps, and again, they're government regulation bootstrap. They're meted out by the government in communism. And then he's trading in them in for food stamps, because you get food stamps in America too, but I think it's like a different, it's different. You can look up the like specific differences, but let's just keep going. We're not even a minute in here. Oh, you know they haven't lost the wordplay. Das Kapital was the Bible, if you will, of communism. All right, something, I guess his daughter died or something. All right, looks like the end of Mr. Henry Ford's verse. That was brutal. That was a walloper. He came in like Christine. He came to kill, much like the Stephen King car Christine. His headlights are glowing evil lamps of rage. I'm not even going to bother to break that down. Oh, although Das Kapital, I thought that was a Hitler book when you first said it. I was like, wait, Das Kapital, isn't that Hitler's missive? And I noticed that they've got Marx. He started off in black and white, but now he's gone to color, which reminds me of Schindler's List, where it was all black and white, but then at the end, once Liam Neeson saved all the Jews, it went to color. So there might be an inversion there. I don't know. They can be kind of sneaky with how clever they can get. Prepare to be rhyme stomped. Dung from a Taurus? The Taurus beetle rolls the dung, I think. I think the Taurus beetle rolls the dung. Free farm and forest. Oh, we got our first big brother. We love to hear it, don't we, folks? That's what the cool people on the internet. Fucking Christ, Jesus, come on. That's what the cool people on the internet say. They say, we love to see it, don't we, folks? We love to hear it. The cool people who know that it's cool to actually like Trump, because not liking Trump means you're but also communism good. Read this ties in, because these people love what was his name? Hegel or something? I'm supposed to read Hegel? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. First car couldn't back up. Yeah, but they fixed it. That's not much of a diss. We fixed that problem a long time ago. We have heated seats now, which are actually terrible. I mean, if you like feeling like your ass has a rash, heated seats are amazing. And also he brought up 1984, which is everybody's bringing up 1984 now, right? Whether you've read it or not, people are bringing up 1984. I'm bringing up 1984 because it's just the perfect way to like let you explain, like, this is bad. This is what government goes where it gets bad. And I think what we really need is an example of like an anti-1984, of like, what is the example of the government that is good, right? We need a book like that. I don't know if there are, but someone should write that book, sort of like the anti-1984. Oh. Ugh. Is it just me, or there's like a preponderance of these ERBs where someone is revealed to either have some kind of ailments, bizarre, grotesque ailments, or either that or they're like they married a 16-year-old. I feel like that's come up several times. Ooh. He said, take your pig shit back to the farm. Man. Oh, he's bringing up a good point. He's saying, oh, you want to say we have, you want to say you're all about freedom and we're all about, totalitarian control. He's like saying, no. Your workers would be shot dead if they didn't show up to work on time. I think I think labor law has changed since then. I don't think bosses are allowed to do that. I don't think they're allowed to do that, but obviously there are things like health care and that we still have an uphill battle to fight with workers' rights, because that's what it's really about. It's about workers, the rights of the workers, even self-employed people like myself who set my own hours. Oh, lose themselves to M&Ms, the American capitalist machine. Like, you go to work, you slave away 8 hours, you come home, you eat M&Ms and drink Coke, you get fat, and then it's like a cycle, because then once you're fat, you need to buy like the mobility scooter, so that's more money to the corporations. So it's like the snake that eats itself, the Ouroboros. So it's actually LaCroix water, which is French for when there's literally nothing else to drink. It's actually my first spit take. To be honest, I didn't think they were real. I thought they were just like the purvey of the clown, the American clown. What the hell's going on? Dick boils and scatophilia? Ooh, stateless. Ooh! Ooh, he's getting steam. He's steaming up on a steam engine. Yeah. All right, now switch the flow up. He's a hypocrite. Oh, because he doesn't shower. That's another. How many of these epic raps were the guy like abandoned his kid or killed his kid? What the hell's going on? What? Hold on. It's a hotel. Jesus. Auschwitz? Dude, I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting much from this one. I mean, it's been a few years. There's always the worry that these guys are going to slow down or get complacent. Nah, man, this one tore through me like a rock hard turd. This is where we decide who won and who lost. It basically comes down to capitalism versus communism. I mean, that's basically what this battle comes down to. What is better, capitalism or communism? I'm going with capitalism. I'll tell you why. Even though I am currently living out of a hotel room, you have to look at the bigger picture and say, well, okay, maybe my life isn't perfect, but where would we be under communism, right? And that, my friends, it's strangely apt that I'm doing this recording here. I am currently in a hotel room that is built out of an old grain silo from dozens of years ago. In a second, I'm going to cut to some B-roll of me walking around and giving you a little bit of a tour. Because I just want you to, I think what happens is that we as a generation of kids, we lose touch with our roots, and we forget that literally the hands that built this country brick by brick, bale of hay by bale of hay. And it's important to stay in touch with that. So we're going to cut to that footage now, and I'll be right back at the jump off point to break down this battle and explain to you why Henry Hill won this battle. Henry Ford, sorry. We are in this elevator brought to us by capitalism. I believe his name was Shuggy Otis. And some history here, boys. See, the first railroad cars were top-loaded with bulk beans. It smells like freedom to me. Actually, it smells like weed. These are literally all no smoking rooms. Why does it smell like a pot farm in here? Look at that. It's where the grain came out of. And now, instead of horse-drawn carriages, we have machines. That would cause people of the 1800s to flee as if in fear of the devil itself. Okay, and we're back. So during the battle, towards the end, Karl Marx delivered what many could rightly think of as a finishing blow when he brought up Nazi Germany and basically said how, for-profit motivations may have dissuaded us from getting in on World War II early when it really would have mattered. We were kind of late to the gate. We sort of party crashed World War II. And we stumbled in drunkenly and we kicked everybody's ass. So we were late to World War II because we knew that it would be costly to us. But here's the thing, guys. Coming out of World War II, we entered an era of unexpected, unplanned for, somewhere in that matrix, concentric circle is the right word I'm thinking of, but it's heretofore unseen era of prosperity. Hence the baby boom, the baby boomers. I'll bet half you don't even understand that's where boomer comes from. You probably think it has to do with Boomers, the arcade chain, because you go there and you see a lot of Jimmy Buffett lookalikes in sandals. No. The baby boom, it also connects to Oppenheimer. The boom, the atomic bomb, this explosion, that was also caused by capitalism, right? Because we had to go to and produce all of these machines to fuel the war effort. We had to Rosie the Riveter, like even women were working in factories. That's incredible to think about. The modern woman would never step foot in a factory. But that's like a separate thing about entitlement. That's a separate battle. That's a separate issue. The women were in the factories, the men were on the battlefield. And that is capitalism because, as Eisenhower said, it's the military-industrial complex. So in effect, the military-industrial complex is what saved us. Whether you like it or not, the wheels of the capitalist machine need greasing with the blood of the fallen heroes who gave their lives to defend us from the army of villains. So somewhere in there is some reason why capitalism is good. I mean, I listen to sometimes to talk radio and I hear it and it makes sense. It kind of goes through my head like a sieve, but I know at the time it makes a whole lot of sense to me. And unfortunately, I think capitalism is part of what made this country great. But that's just my take. I know I'm going to get downvoted to hell for this take, but I felt like I needed to take a stand with this battle. There's no pussyfooting around. Now, with that being said, does that mean that all of Karl Marx's ideas should be thrown in the dustbin of history? No. I'm sure if you skim through Das Kapital, there's probably some good gems in there too. Maybe we could create a hybrid theory of capitalism and communism. I mean, why does it have to be one or the other? That's the thing. It's 2024. We really got to think outside the box. I'm going to put my faith in capitalism for now, and if it's anything supported by Elon Musk, don't at me. I've been burned one too many times by old Elon. I mean, if you're liking the way Twitter is now, then I guess if you think he's doing a good job on Twitter, whatever Twitter is now, it appears to be one half unmasked white supremacists and the other half 16-year-olds sharing some of the worst memes and posting some of the worst fan art you will ever see in your life. But hey, that's the free market.